Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. Okay, so this is part 3 for the subtopic advanced file operations. Okay, so in part 1 and 2 for this subtopic, we already learned about the file operations, passing file stream object to functions, and how member functions for reading and writing files. Okay, so for this part we are going to learn about the binary files and also random access files. Binary files contains unformatted and non-human readable data. By default, the data will be saved as a text file. Okay, so specified by using a binary flag. Okay, this is to open. Alright, this is the syntax: in file.open nums.dat. This is the input, right? And this is to state that we want to open it as a binary file. Okay, instead of use this syntax, okay, this syntax, okay, we are going to use read, okay, to read the binary files. Okay, so this is how this is how we should code it. All right, upstream, okay, fin input, this is the input file. Okay, and then this is to state that the input is in binary file. Okay, so here you can see that we are using read. All right, we are using read, okay, rather than use this symbol. All right, so there are actually two arguments. The first argument is actually passed to the write function is to the address of the letter variable. So this tells the write function where the data that is to be written to the file is located. Okay, so the second argument here is how many bytes to read from the file. Okay, next one is write. Okay, for the write, normally we are using this symbol, right, to write data into files, but now we are going to use WRITE. Okay, so this is how we should code it. Fout write, again the first parameter is to address where to get the data from. Okay, and the second parameter is how many bytes to write to the file. Okay, so to read and write non-character data, okay, must use a typecast operator to treat the address of the data as a character address. So you can see here that we are using the typecast operator here. Okay, so to treat the address of num as the address of a jar, right? Okay, so these are another example to write an integer into a file. Okay, so fstream, fout, this is the file name. Okay, output, which is in binary. Okay, so when we are trying to state here int num, cin num, so we are getting a number from the user. Okay, so we are going to write it like this. We are going to code it like this: fout the write. Okay, so reinterpret underscore cast. This is the pointer. Okay, and this is the num that we get it from the keyboard. Okay, and then again the second parameter is the size of how many we want to the size of the letter variable, okay, that we want to pass. Okay, so later you can try this one. Okay, this program is a example application of binary files. Okay, copying a file, right? So you can see here that this is we are trying to get an input from the user, enter the source file. Okay, and then we are trying to get the destination file. Okay, so this is, we want to declare a variable fin and out is a variable under the F stream. Okay, so these lines, number 23 line, we are trying to open the file, okay, which is in binary. Okay, use method c underscore str to convert to string. Okay, and then we will print out this one. Okay, so what for number 20 line 26, sorry, line number 26 until 29. Okay, this is to read and write a character at a time. So the program will read one by one until it reach end of the file. Okay, and then it will close it. Okay, for both. Okay, the second one here, we have oh, this one is actually, okay, this is same example. Okay, okay, now we have the second one, which is writing and reading an object into or from a file. Okay, meaning that we are trying to do two things, write and read. Okay, okay, so the first one here, we have a class point, okay, whereby we have declare the value of x and y. Okay, and then we have one function print whereby we are trying to print out the coordinates of the x and y. Okay, so in the main function here, we have already declared for the p1 and p2. Okay, so you can see here that this line 24 and 25, okay, it's actually trying to open an output file and write the point into it. Okay, similar like our previous example just now. Okay, so this is the file name. Okay, this is to state that it is an output which is in binary mode. Okay, and then we are trying to write it. Okay, again there are two arguments. Okay, so must perform typecasting as the method only accept address of char. Okay, alright, so this one open back the file, but now as an input file, and read the point coordinates from it. Okay, because no matter from if you're using the pointer, it already holds the address. Alright, and then we are going to print that we are trying to call back this print function. Okay, next is writing an array of objects into a file. Okay, just now, okay, if you can see it, okay, for this one, alright, we are trying to declare 3 pointers here. You can see here that points 3. So here we have point 12 and point 5588. Okay, so meaning that we are declaring that there are 3 pointers actually, right? Okay, so the first one is similar like previous example. This is the text file name. Okay, then this is one, this is to show that we're going to, the output is in a binary mode. Okay, so here you can see that here is the loop. All right, here is the loop. Okay, use a loop as we want to write an object at a time. Okay, so meaning that just now I'm saying that we already declared 3 points pointer, right? So here we can see here that okay, so here we can see that, let's say the first one, first we initialize the I is equal to 0. All right, so since we have 3 pointers declared, okay, so the looping process will be loop until 0, 1 and 2. So that's why we have a condition here, I is less than 3. All right, so Now here we can see that the points plus I is already an address. Okay, so that's why we don't have to use a typecast correct operator just now. Okay, now is the whereby, okay, this is example whereby we are not use the looping. Okay, we are not use the looping condition just now. I is equal 0, I is less than 3. But this is how we are trying to write 3 objects at once, right? So we have to put it here, 3 times the size of the point, and we'll point to the pointer that we already declare here, alright? Okay, now is the example of okay, now let's trying to understand these codes. Okay, so this is actually reading an array of objects from a file. Okay, so let's say that we are this is in the main function. Okay, we declare the pointer will be 3 data, right? So this is the text files again. Okay, so this one here you can see that use a loop as we want to read an object at one time. Okay, so this is actually the expected output, okay, based on the previous example. Okay, now we are going to proceed with the random access memory. Okay, normally in program we are talking about the sequential. When we talk about the sequential, actually it start at the beginning of file and it will go through data in file in order. So let's say we have 100 entry in file, so we go through to 99, okay, before we can go to the 100 entry in file. Okay, what is random access? Okay, based on the word random, I believe that all of you already understand, whereby we can access data in a file in any order. Alright, so let's say we have 100 entry in file, so we can go directly to access the 100 entry. Okay, because actually the problem with sequential file access is that in order to read a specific byte from the file, all the bytes that precede it must be read first. Okay, and actually although a sequential file access is useful, alright, in many circumstances it can slow a program down tremendously. Alright, so these are member functions which is under the random access. Okay, so we have SEEKDs, okay, use with input files, CEEK put with output files, and use go to specific position in a file. Okay, so this is how you should code it in case if you want to use the SEEKG, SEEKP arguments, right? So for the offset, number of bytes. For the mode flag, starting point to compute offset. Okay, so this is an example. The first one, in data.seekg. Okay, so these lines of codes is to set read position at 26. Okay, so here you can see 25R, right? So it's so meaning that it will start read, okay, from the position at 26 byte. Okay, start from the beginning of file, okay, and then out data.seekp. Okay, this is output, right, which is right. Okay, so we are trying to state here that set right position 10 bytes. Okay, all right, next again, if you have here EOF is true, okay, this is an of file right, so it must be clear before we state the SEEK, before you use SEEKG or SEEE, kp. Okay, so here to clear, okay, to clear the sorting that we've just stated. Okay, so now when we state like this one, when we code like this, so mean that we want to go to the beginning of the file. Okay, next we have TLG member functions. So this one we are going to use it to return current byte position in input file. Okay, so this is how we should code it. We declare first where am I, and then we are going to use in data dot TLG, okay, to return current byte position. And then for the TLP, return current write position in output file. Just now with the input file, but for the P is for the output file. Okay, so this is an example that you can see to determining the size of a file in bytes. Alright, so in the main function here, this is to declare the file name and size. Okay, so line number 15 and 16, we are trying to read the file name from the keyboard. We are asking the user to enter the file name. Okay, and then in line 18, we are open the file as an input file. Okay, input which is in the binary format, right? And then line 20, we can see that we are using the SEEKG. Alright, so meaning that we are asking for the cursor to move to the end of the file. Okay, and then we are using TLG, okay, whereby we read the cursor location, okay, as it is currently at the end of the file, thus it can be used as an indicator of the size of the file. Because just now we already stated here that, you can see here that, okay, line 20 we already asked the cursor to the end of the file. So that's why in line 22 we can just retrieve, okay, because the cursor is already at the end of the file. Okay, and then we will print it. Alright, so that's all for this part. Thank you and bye bye.